So the South African Football Association's Elective Congress is set to begin with the result due in the afternoon today. Supporters of presidential candidate Ledwaba have made their way to the Sandton Convention Centre as she's set to take on current President Danny Jordaan and outside favourite Solly Mohlabeng. 10 days ago, Ledwaba brought an application to interdict today's election, but it was struck off the roll by the Pretoria High Court. For more on this, we're joined by Newzroom Afrika sports reporter Benjamin Leshoro, who's also a sports anchor. So much happening and so many moving parts around this particular story, Benjamin, from death threats, to now allegations of a candidate that has been chosen who is facing rape allegations. What do we need to understand about the lead up to this day?
Good morning, Dudu. Good morning to all our viewers at home. A very chilly morning in Johannesburg, but as you said, it has not deterred the Ledwaba supporters who've made their way in numbers, I must say, to the Sandton Convention Centre to make their voices heard, to make sure that they try and push the favourite candidate across the line. We'll see how the election goes, but we'll get to them a little bit later. Let's start with the business of the day. The Congress itself was penciled in to start at 10 o'clock this morning. So inside, things might have started already, but outside here, there has been some movement, as you said. So it is Danny Jordaan, the incumbent president, with the challenge of Ledwaba, the vice president, and Solly Mohlabeng, who is the president, I beg your pardon, of SAFA Tshwane. So Danny Jordaan, 2 terms already, having been first elected in 2014 and re-elected unopposed in 2018 after Ace Noble pulled out on the morning of the election. There had been some murmurs that you might see Solly Mohlabeng maybe pull out on the morning of the election. That has not happened. In fact, I did have a little bit of a chat with Solly Mohlabeng as he walked in this morning here, just to get a feel of where he is, where his headspace is. And he said, you know what, I've said it to my camp that only the polls will stop me. There is no way that I am pulling out before we go to the polls here this morning. Interestingly, though, he's the SAFA president in Tshwane. He walked in at the convention center with the president of SAFA Johannesburg, Phil Mohodi. They were short of coming in hand, holding hands. So make of that what you will, Dudu. But also, Ledwaba she's an experienced campaigner, and she's been seen as the direct competition to Danny Jordaan leading up to these elections. There's been a lot of mudslinging between those two as well, and there's been twists and turns along this journey as well. You'll remember Ledwaba's stopped press conference, I think it was in May, when she was supposed to launch her campaign. She was stopped allegedly with threats of expulsion from this race, and she eventually was vetted by the governance committee of SAFA, and she was named as one of the candidates along with the other 2 gentlemen. So the death threats that you spoke about, the association announcing last night that at least 2 of their NEC members have received death threats ahead of this elective congress. As a result, they have tightened up security here at the venue. I can tell you law enforcement is already here, and we'll get to see exactly what is happening a little bit later as the day goes. But let's now go to the supporters of Ledwaba. I want Prince and I to show you what exactly is happening here. And I'm going to try and talk to the gentleman who's been sort of their leader, and this is Mr. Manda, I beg your pardon, Temba Masango. He's going to talk to me right now. Good morning, my brother. You have been the one leading the pack, as I've noticed. Let's start here. You had an address, an informal, impromptu address to members of law enforcement earlier today. What was that about?
No, it is to say that even they themselves know that SAFA is under an incorrect leadership, and we as civil society have got a right to be here. We are saying to them that they should not be violent with us, because we are not here to be violent. We are here to urge every single delegate to vote according to the conscience of South Africans. And that is saying that Danny Jordaan has served his time. He must step down and allow for change to happen in SAFA, because under his 2 terms of leadership, South Africa football has not developed. There is more decay of the football, especially in the dusty streets where we come from, and we cannot afford him to be serving as president anymore.
Were you restricted, though, by the police in the activities that you came here with?
We were here urging every delegate as they go in to say, listen, do the right thing, vote properly, engaging them, and obviously the police are restricting us to say that we cannot be part of this. However, even SAFA statutes say that football belongs to the people of South Africa. Why are the ordinary people not allowed to be part of this momentous occasion where we are going to see change? Why do they not want ordinary South Africans to see that everything is done correctly, every T is crossed, every I is dotted? Why is it that they want to do things in secret and come out with an answer that may not favor South Africans? And we want to say now, if Danny Jordaan emerges as president of SAFA, ordinary South Africans will not recognize SAFA as the official body for football. We, the people of South Africa, are going to make sure that we take over football. We will not recognize Danny as the president of SAFA again. It can't be.
You are here supporting Ledwaba in particular. Why?
Because outside of gender, she is the most qualified person to lead SAFA and to put SAFA back on track again. She is the person who has got the necessary experience. She has been in football. She's got the right pedigree. She is a person who can actually listen to the people and who is the person that can actually get SAFA going again. So we are saying that if not Ria, then who?
All right. Thank you so much. That's Tema Masango. He is the SG of Not In My Name. So that is what is happening here at the Sandton Convention Centre. We'll give you more updates as the day goes, but if anything, if what's happening behind me is anything to go by, we're going to see some interesting developments here throughout the day. 3 candidates, Ledwaba, Danny Jordaan, and Solly Mohlabeng, vying for the position of the president of the South African Football Association.
We also heard from Patrice Motsepe, who says he's keeping a keen eye on developments around this. Benjamin Leshoro, thank you very much for that update.